The following is intended for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
What's up, buddy? It is Jason David Frank, the guy with the 3 first names and many, many other colors of Power Rangers. I understand you have a YouTube channel where you do what ifs. That's pretty cool, dude. Anyway, just want to send you my love. Without you guys, wouldn't be here. And just want to do a big shout out to Did Man Bones. That's your online name, and I just wanted to give you a big shout out. And you know it's morphin time, but the night is ours. All right, buddy, ready? And it's morphin time.
Welcome, Deadites, to part 5 of What If Deku Was the Punisher. So, I know I ended with mentioning Momo's life in UA. Well, we're not quite there at the moment. A few more years have gone by, and Izuku has done great things for his country. While yes, he's a hero, remember that he's primarily military. But of course, he's still a member of the JTF, which is cops, military, and heroes. There have been points that whenever someone called Izuku a hero, he'd get a little bashful or just deny it. Of course, his old man and his predecessor would have something else to say in that matter. The fact that he's in the military end of the JTF just means that he's done something that they've rarely done: international missions. As a matter of fact, at this moment, the Punisher is rolling with War Machine in Latveria, trying to rescue Dr. Doom of all people. Say what you will about Victor Von Doom, but he is quite beholden to the people of Latveria and would do most anything for their well-being. Rhodey, I hate you. War Machine laughed at that comment. He knew full well that Doom was on his, kill list, but he was relatively low on it, considering how he rules his people. Now, on the other end, Red Skull is pretty high on said kill list in comparison. There are absolutely no redeeming qualities in him, and he was the reason why they were here in the first place. Red Skull had invited Doom to join the Cabal, and Doom kindly told him to take that offer where the light doesn't shine. Needless to say, his refusal put Latveria in the Cabal's crosshairs. They handled themselves rather well for a while without assistance, but the UN ultimately had to step in to offer aid. The decision was clearly to create a task force to aid Doom. Said task force in this instance was composed of the Punisher, War Machine, Quicksilver, and Scarlet Witch. Also, let's not forget Power Man. Short of Deku and Rhodey, the others haven't kept in touch in a bit since graduation, which was really about a year ago. They all haven't really called each other in about, at least 4 months. And like I said, that's quite some time for a group of people chosen for a mission like this to not speak with one another. Tony would have loved to have gone, but she's uber preggers at the moment, so that's a no. We all clear on the plan, guys? There was a unanimous roger, and they got to work. The Cabal had taken Doom's very own home, and they wanted to get in to assure the safety of everyone there, and they would attempt to keep this a stealth mission for as long as possible. Pietro's super speed and Izuku's fabricator made that possible in the first place. Remember that stealth suit he used to break into the helicarrier? Well, he's had time to improve on that, and everyone is wearing one. A stealth module was placed in War Machine's armor, however, and his propulsion system was changed to electromagnetic, but just in case, he'd be hoofing it with everybody else. Tony was slightly annoyed that Rhodey got to play with the toy that she'd been helping her husband crack before she did, but that was how the cookie crumbled, I guess. Izuku has had a lot of projects that Tony had wanted in on. Remember, he can't just make something out of the blue. There are requirements to be met, and Tony helped him with it meet at least one of those requirements. Every now and again, the team breached through the sewer system, and no one complained at all considering the stakes. Once they got close enough to their breach target, that is. Rhodey, is there anything there at the moment? War Machine took a quick scan. Negative, Punisher. We're good for breach. Punisher focused on the degradation end of his quirk and made it look like a natural occurrence. Izuku just hoped that Doom wasn't paranoid enough to have some sort of heat-sensing cameras this far down. Good for them that he didn't. The crew had successfully infiltrated the home of Victor Von Doom, and of course, the way they did so would never be usable again since Doom is Doom. But you always leave one way for an emergency exit, should it be required. They couldn't find said exit, so they came in this way. While I would love to have made my own cabal, the list of people willing to work with Red Skull is kinda small, so we'll go with Earth's Mightiest Heroes cabal. The entire point is this is a stealth mission, so they had to take down as many of the cabal as possible before setting off any alerts of any kind. They knew in the back of their minds that there was no getting around Red Skull. However, that would be the point where they were forced to break stealth. Speaking of which, it was a good thing they were doing this in broad daylight, otherwise they'd have to deal with Dracula. And they were all thankful that he was out of the equation. The biggest threat would be the super adaptoid, so this is where the team broke off for now. The only ones that stood a chance against the super adaptoid were Wanda and Izuku. While yes, the adaptoid could mimic the creation and weapon creation end of Fabricator to a point, if it were beer, it would be a Fabricator ultralight. What he does is extremely watered down, especially when you consider that Izuku can create things that are unnatural in nature to combat it. Remember, all he needs is a sample of something so that he can make it. After his quirk breaks it down, the science to it. Izuku had done some training with Doctor Strange to increase his knowledge of magic, much to Tony's chagrin. She understands that magic is a thing, but she still can't wrap her head around it completely. Not even with all the time she spent hanging out with Wanda in, well, her high school days. It's still a conundrum to her. And don't get her started on Thor. With two sets of destructive magic hitting it at once, the super adaptoid was toast. War Machine dare not go anywhere near MODOK. He's not a fan of being turned into a puppet. War Machine stayed as far out of MODOK's range and essentially shut his armor down until he was given the clear. He left it to Power Man and Quicksilver. However, you didn't expect that I, MODOK, would come unprepared for this, did you? The Adaptoid shall be on his way too. One shot of a sniper version of the Night gun made by Punisher was enough to take him out of the equation and back to the box where he belonged. Simmons, I'm gonna kiss you. Boy, you better not. Tony will kill you. Izuku took his mask off and rolled his eyes. MODOK was quite loud, and probably controlled a good number of the Doom droids that have since gone back to their base programming. However, they're not going to fire and endanger the Latverian people or Doom. Susan, the alternate one that had his children, not Reed Susan, noticed the shift but kept her cool. Being the wife of Doom meant handling well under pressure. Power inhibitors were on the entire family, so no going invisible, no super intellect, no energy dispensing. All they really had to do was get a gun on Franklin, who was utterly quirkless, unlike his counterpart, Franklin Richards, who, like our boy Izuku, has an Omega-class quirk. When Red Skull got his hands on Franklin, it was over and done with. Atuma was patrolling the waters when Namor and Selkie got the drop on him around the same time that MODOK was taken down. Izuku had hooked them up with some high-grade aquatic weaponry. Atuma isn't quite dead, but he's hurt and captured. All that's left is to deal with Skull. You may as well come out, Punisher. Surrender, or I kill the Liebchen. Punisher undoes his cloak outside of visible range. Counter offer. How about I render your hostage situation useless? He shoots Franklin dead center in the head, and his family screams bloody murder. Skull drops the corpse and tries to grab Valeria. However, things don't go as planned when War Machine hits him with a sonic cannon, and Scarlet Witch follows up with a blast of destructive force magic. Power Man takes the chance to make a leaping strike at Red Skull, and Quicksilver binds him. Huh, some hero you are! You killed an innocent boy! Susan shouted, but Izuku shot Franklin again, and anger grew on the entire family, until Franklin started breathing. False death bullets. All the looks of a kill shot, without the nasty little side effects, such as, well, death. Baron Von Doom. I assume you have it from here. Doom hits Punisher with a head nod, and Franklin hugs him. Thank you for saving us from the bad guys. Izuku smirked. Since his mask is off, he's Izuku. Just doing my job. Then he asked the same question that Izuku asked All Might with all those years ago, and without missing a beat. Son, anyone can be a hero. There's more kinds of heroes than these guys over here. That's when Franklin speaks up again. Aren't you a hero too, Mr. Punisher? Izuku laughs a bit. Yes, I am, but I'm a different kind of hero. Unlike my friends here, I'm not employed through a hero agency. I'm military. You have no quirk, but that doesn't mean that you can't be a hero, exactly. I'm sure that smart sister of yours can help you if you want to be that kind of a hero. I mean, look at War Machine over there. He's literally in a suit of armor, and his quirk is weapon mastery. But like I said, there are many, many types of heroes, son. First responders are just as important as we are. So if you want to be a hero, you have to think about what kind of hero you want to be. A cop, a doctor, a military, a lawyer even, or some sort of, well, politician. I mean, look at your dad. But at the same point in time, that's something you need to think about. Do you understand? Franklin nods his head, and Susan calls Izuku her way. Thank you for those kind words to my son. It wasn't lip service, ma'am. I meant every word of it. Back in the day, I asked the same question to All Might, and while he didn't say no exactly, the way he worded it sounded like one to a 5-year-old me. My birth father helped me find my way, and my pops further forged me into what I am. All he needs is a gentle nudge, and good parents
what she seems to have. Doom, you sure you don't need us for cleanup?
Doom took a look around. You've done enough, Punisher. Thank you, but we'll take it from here. Before they all left.
Oh yeah, Victor. Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day. Now, I do believe you have some children to get home to. Everyone was dropped off at their proper home, short of Rhodey. He had plans to spend the day with the Todoroki family. I know this is late, but I didn't want to post this on the actual Father's Day. Speaking of which, it's time for you to meet some babies. When the two landed and exited the Quinjet,
Daddy!
Izuku's children cried out. These kids are Hasashi, 3 years old, born to Fuyumi, and Inko, 2 years old, born to Momo. Before any of you say whoa, 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 consider how many years have gone by, and this is his wife. So yeah, lowly or not, they're still married. The second she was able to have a child, she got to work on it. Now, these children ran straight to their daddy, and behind them was a super pregnant Tony. And since she was in the hero class, a baby was out of the question until she finished. On the inverse, Momo opted to homeschool and, like I said, got pregnant as soon as she was able. Tony was a little irritated that Momo got ahead of her, but that was the way of things. She was lovingly caressing her baby bump as she was walking. Tony could pop at any given moment and was glad that she didn't while her husband was gone. She smiles as Izuku catches the little balls of energy.
Well, hey there, kiddos. Did you miss Daddy?
A massive hug was his answer.
The parents are all here, and we're waiting on you, babe. Let's go celebrate.
Tony's water picked that exact moment to break. Izuku made a vehicle big enough to get everyone in and fast enough to get them to the main grounds of the house. Izuku was fully prepared to help Tony deliver the baby, but Rei was an established midwife and was having none of that. After several grueling hours, Patricia Maria Stark Todoroki was born on Sunday, June 15th, 2014. Like her namesake, she'd be called Pepper. Everyone gathered around Tony, but oddly enough, she let Izuku name her and was happy at the name. Obviously, Pepper is the godmother of said child, and when they're both together, she'd answer to Peppy. Izuku kisses Tony, and the kids giggle at the display of affection. They're no strangers to seeing their daddy kiss their mommies, however. Izuku whispered to Tony,
Best Father's Day gift ever. Tony sighs. I married a dork.
If you liked that, let's get a United States smash on that like button. If you're not subscribed, consider going full cowling with that subscribe button. And let's go plus ultra with the notifications. Ring that bell, baby. Rest easy, Deadites. And remember, the night is ours.